Hello, everyone. Seems people are earlier than I expected them to be. I'm just getting all the socials out there so people can know to come join us. Hopefully, I'm not too close to the camera as people continue to get on to me about. I feel like this is how it's supposed to be. It's up close and personal. It's fun. Let me just send this notey out real quick. Gotta let all the peeps know to join. Not product feedback. It's stream alerts. Come on. Let the Discord know. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. If you can't, let me know. You're seeing the screen of death because that's how we always start. We start with death here. It's a terrible joke. Let me pull up a couple of things and we will get started shortly here. If you're not familiar, we are going to be vibe coding today. We're going to be vibe coding a Farcaster app, which will be fun. It's the first time I've done Farcaster anything. I've been using Farcaster. I used Farcaster a very long time ago when it first got started. I have not used Farcaster religiously since then. We got banned from Twitter last week, and I said, all right, I guess we should look at like this decentralized social option. And it's very easy for us to attest Farcaster, fortunately. So we were able to allow people to actually connect their Twitter account, not their Twitter, their Ethos profiles to Farcaster. And so I said, all right, cool, let's go look at what Farcaster has. And originally they had frames. Now they have mini apps. And so I played around with it a little bit. I've gotten a little bit of an idea of how it works, but I'm going in pretty blind. So it'd be fun to be like, all right, how should I implement this like Farcaster mini app? I don't even know what to implement yet. I'm going to pull up Linda, who is one of the people who work on Farcaster and their dev ecosystem. She also work on Bountycaster, I think. She's doing ecosystem stuff, and she had a really good tweet that I wanted to pull up that we can use to start. This is directly from the let's go jump into it. This is directly from Linda, again, who works at Farcaster on the dev ecosystem. She has already a vibe coding setup, which is super cool. So she'll be able to help us, or at least this will be able to help us get things kind of going. She also has an LLMs.txt file. I'm going to pull it over here. That she recommended to load into the project, to load into the context. There's a crazy amount of stuff here. I mean, like crazy. I'm guessing it's all LLM generated, but we're going to use her judgment. It actually kind of makes me want to do something like this for Ethos too. And it's like, okay, cool. I guess, yeah, it looks like it's just like loading in blog posts and a bunch of different information. What's going to be fun about this one, oh, I didn't know Farcaster is geo-blocking. Yeah, Farcaster is not a primitive. You can't leave scores yet for people that have Farcaster. You can leave scores for people that have profiles on Ethos connected to Farcaster, but you can't natively leave a review for a Farcaster account like you can a Twitter account yet. It will not hurt you in any way, and connecting Farcaster is just completely opt-in, just if you want to do it. One thing that I think will be fun to do on this vibe coding session is I don't know what to implement. I have an idea. I asked around, I asked people, how should we integrate Ethos? I want to do a good showing back to Farcaster of like, hey, we're not just like coming in trying to get a bunch of users off Farcaster. We actually want to build something there. And I haven't had a lot of opportunity to spend a lot of time in their developer ecosystem and see what apps are like the best apps and what apps are doing really well. The mini apps kind of like, this is going to date me a little bit, but it reminds me a lot of iframes. Like whenever I worked a very long time ago on there was a product at a Slack competitor called Stride and HipChat, and they both used iframes pretty heavily to load content into products. And that was one differentiator they had with Slack. And so I always thought it was interesting, like iframes were a big deal before. Now it feels like they're kind of a thing here with mini apps too. So anyways, we'll try to see what we can do with mini apps. Unfortunately, typically when it comes to iframes, they have to stick within the context of the like app or the frame itself, which means you can't do a lot outside of it. But I did look into the docs a little bit, and it looked pretty good in terms of You can do like wallet signatures inside the mini app, even though it doesn't have that context perfectly, or it's not like loading it is loading the context from Farcaster. Basically, it seems a little bit better than like what I usually think about with iframes. Again, it's not super obvious what we should build, so I'm going to just get started with a simple prompt here. And let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. If you don't know my setup, again, I always use a few things. I have not used Claude Code. I know people are asking me to try it to see how it works, if it's any better. I think it's a little easier for non-technical people, especially. My go-to and what I've used for a long time is we use Cursor, we use Agent Mode, and we use Claude 4. This is the best way by far. I wouldn't use anything else. And what is crazy is I should like put pressure on myself, because we are now in an era where actually doing anything, being able to like try anything out, is almost always like a huge EV plus. So it actually is beneficial to try new things out, and I should probably like rewire my brain to think that way. But okay, I'm going to set some of the premise up. I have a product that I run called Ethos, which shows credibility scores of users based on peer-to-peer feedback, and helps everyone understand who is trustworthy and who isn't. We've recently, man, I saw people just using their voice to talk. I should do that with this, especially for like live streaming. It makes it go so much faster. We've recently added the ability, and I'm going to fix a typo, to attest Farcaster. I'm sort of familiar with how Farcaster mini apps work, but I'm not sure yet on how we might integrate these two products. I want to build a mini app that's simple, but can show how bringing ethos scores into the context of Farcaster can be really powerful. Yeah, it's the best. It's definitely the best combo for vibe coding. Let's start, I always tell people like, let's start simple, easy building blogs, just to pull things, just to get things started. That's not very descriptive, but like I want to not make it too complicated to start. I just want to kind of build on top of itself over and over. I'd like to use TypeScript just because that's what I'm familiar with. Dino and Dino deploy for hosting, and probably Fresh for any web hosting. I noticed that Linda's comments, she used Versal, whatever you want to call it, at Neon. I've used Neon for a database. I just like Dino deploy. It's a little easier. Versal's just a little bit more than I need, I think. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to say the Farcaster has provided this LLM's text file that we can use to better understand how to use their API. You can find it here, and I'll just link that. And I want to see if it loads this. We should load this into context so you always know how to work with Farcaster. Okay, so then the last actual question is like, can we set up the main code structure? And can you give me some ideas of how to implement, of what you might implement in bringing ethos credibility scores to a Farcaster frame? Okay, let's let it rip. Yeah, so this is what I was saying earlier. We can all agree that this is the best combo for vibe coding. Yeah, absolutely. I do think a lot of people really like Claude Code, and I tried it once and it just wasn't my cup of tea. I watched someone else do something last night with it, and I was like, yeah, it looks kind of cool. I just haven't spent time on it. But we do live in a day and age right now where like not trying stuff out is not good. Like you should absolutely be trying everything out. There's just so many innovations happening at once that if you're not trying stuff out, you might be missing out on something really, really powerful. So I'm just trying to make it so I'm not overlapping myself too much there. Cursor, yep, I use Cursor. Cursor is the best in my opinion right now. Netlify and MongoDB, once they have cool. I've been using Neon just because it's so easy to set up, and Neon is just really easy to use. I don't think I'll need a database here, which is cool. We can do everything serverless, which would be really nice, and databaseless, if that's a word. But yeah, I want to try some other stuff too. MCPs, yeah, I want to build an Ethos MCP eventually. Oh look, Ben's commenting here. MongoDB is like data loss as a service. I want to say there's been some major hacks with Mongo in crypto. Maybe not hacks, but just issues that teams have had in the past. So fortunately, like even the other day, I was accidentally sharing my env file, and no one decided to go try to like screw with my database. So that's nice. I appreciate you guys not trying to mess with my envs. If you don't remember what we worked on last time, we did publish this product called Ethos Spider Graph, where you can type in any user, as I'm just talking and wasting time as it's going in the background. Let me see if I can pull Linda's profile up here. What is Linda's handle? It's LJXA. I don't know if Linda has that many reviews. We've vibe coded this entirely using Dino and Fresh, the same kind of stack that I'm setting up over here. Let's see if it actually still works again. Who knows when you vibe code stuff. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, so we got a bunch of cool stuff here. Like you can see that most people reviewed her as a builder, a little bit as an influencer, a lot as a founder. That makes sense. She was a founder. Maybe some people are saying something about angel investor. Not as much on marketing, a little bit on the dev side. I mean, I know she's been tweeting about vibe coding too. So anyway, yeah, this is just something that we had built. We built this in an hour and a half, something like that. It's pretty cool. And I think I added a couple of things to make this just a little bit better. But we were able to pull this together super quickly just using Ethos API, using Dino deploy, Fresh, and TypeScript. So excited to potentially get to something similar to this. Although I guess I need to actually like sign up for Farcaster on this account. Although, let me pull this off to the side, and I will log in on my phone, and we can just log into my main Farcaster account. As it continues to generate more code, one thing that did happen over the weekend is Farcaster did decide that they're going to start charging people more money, especially if you're not on their like main plan. And that has led to some contention. People are a little bit upset about that. I don't know what the actual impact is. I think they started doing it without even telling people, or they told people it's kind of quiet. I don't know the exact details. But yeah, it's interesting to see. You know, even I was looking at it, I'm like, man, even if Cursor charged 2x, I wouldn't care. Like, it'd be 100% worth it. Okay, I've got Farcaster loaded up now, so we'll be able to use some of these. I have tried to play around with some of these mini apps before, and man, this is taking longer than I thought it was. No, I hit stop. Oh, hold on, continue. I just wanted to get an idea of like how it works. I've seen some of these popping up in line, and to be honest, I don't fully understand how it gets pulled into a cast like this. So if you click this, like here's the like iframe experience that I was talking about. Oh, I have to sign it with my phone. Interesting. Okay. People have built all kinds of stuff in here, like, okay, so it's an actual app. Okay, I can claim something. Play Mahjong. Sweet. I don't. I'm gonna look like an idiot for not remembering how to play. There we go. Cool. So it's just a mini app game there. I guess you can show like real-time stats in here. I'm not exactly sure how this works, to be honest. I know they also show up here, so you can like open this and see like, okay, it pulls some stats. Again, I haven't really like spent a lot of time thinking about how to integrate it other than just showing for a user's profile that you're looking at what their ethos score is, but it does feel kind of boring. It doesn't feel very It doesn't feel very like ambitious. So we'll see what happens. Oh, it actually gave me some ideas. Okay. I'm doubtful that it knows that what we can and can't do. Cast credibility indicator, inline score display, show credibility scores next to usernames in cast, color coded indicators, hover details. I don't think we can do that with a mini app. So I don't think we can curate the feed. If you're not familiar, we actually do this using our Chrome extension on Twitter. So this is possible. But yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do that. This is possible on Twitter. Attestation feedback, one-click attestation buttons, context aware. I'd like to get to the point where you could write a review directly from Farcaster. I think that would be very cool. Network visualization is just reading data off of Farcaster. So I don't know about that. I think we just have to do something like, I'm curious where it's going to go with this. I'm going to let it run. What it's doing, cast with credibility. I mean, this will show you how much you could do literally with just having one prompt. It's going to do all of these things and try to, I mean, it doesn't even know what a credibility score is or what their score should be. I think I've probably given it a little bit too much room to run. So we'll see what happens. I'm a little bit cautious about Reddit now. Does ETHOS, we're not ETHOS, sir, we're Ethos. Expose reputation scores on chain? No. Is it an API? Yes. So there is a set of developer documentation that we have that I always talk about that you can go look at. Getting the score is very easy. It's just hitting our API here. They're not on chain yet, but we want to add them on chain so that they're easier for people to go consume and get value from and not depend on our service. I think that'd be really cool. So it's something that we want to do on chain, but yeah, they are available via API. There's no like payment or anything for these. This is all free. You actually don't even need a API key. It's just helpful if you, we request that you add a client identification whenever you're posting. I did create the extension to show scores on Farcaster for those who have X-Score accounts connected. Sweet. Yeah, that's awesome. I think I remember you talking about this somewhere. If you could share it, that'd be cool. I'd like to pull that up. I think that's the most valuable, to be honest. Like, if you go on to Twitter, I bet I don't, well, yeah, not in this one. I don't have it installed here, but Ethos everywhere. The Chrome extension, this is like kind of a mock-up, but it adds these scores to everyone's profiles. So you get a little bit better sense of like who's who and who's trustworthy and who's not. And so like, it is nice because it just puts that over Twitter. It puts it over Kaido and OpenSea and stuff like that. It can be really helpful. Where it used to, we haven't done it in a while. We turned this off, but like inline to like show, oh, if you mention like an ETH address, I could update it inline. Okay, so let's see what it wants to do here because I'm very interested to see. It's like so confident. We made a mini app. I've built you a complete mini app. We're at minute 20, basically. How to integrate the credibility scores into the Farcaster system. So fresh, Dino, quick auth, Tailwind, API endpoints. I'm like so skeptical right now, but I gave it like the most generic thing ever. So let's see what it does. I have no idea what we're going to see when we get to this endpoint. Okay, it got the Farcaster color right, I guess. Let's see what it does if I click launch mini app. Okay, unable to connect to Farcaster. I have no idea what it even is thinking of. Wait, so what did we just build? I thought that mini apps, I'm playing naive here on purpose, were built into, oh, did it pull in the thing? I don't think that it did. I thought that mini apps were built into the Farcaster client, so you could install the mini app via Farcaster and open it there. Yeah, I just want to see what it says because I'm actually kind of confused just to start by that. I don't know what it thinks it's actually doing. Any guidance for what's a good score versus a bad score? Everyone starts at 1200. If you go to app.ethos.network, everyone starts at 1200. You go up and down from there based on if people review or vouch for you. You can see in this example here, someone's 1,300. That means that they're neutral, so they have 13 reviews, they're positive, but they probably don't come from, you know, big profile or big names. If you go back and you look at someone else, let's do someone that has a higher score. Maybe anyone. Just go to mine. This is a higher score, so it's out of 2,800. This kind of shows that, like, you know, I'm backed not only by positive reviews, but also vouches and money, you know, vouched ETH or staked ETH, basically. So yeah, anything above 1,200, I would consider, you know, better than most. And then, but really, I think the scoring system kind of starts more at 1,600 is when you kind of get some separation between like neutral and reputable, as an example. Okay, I'm still a little bit concerned with how we're doing over here. What we built a web application that runs on its own server, but it's specifically designed to work within the Farcaster. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Mini apps are web apps, not native apps. They are not installed in the Farcaster, but instead you deploy a web app to any web host. Yeah, it makes sense. Users share the URL in Farcaster cast. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense. So it uses the metadata. You know, I have a little bit of privileged knowledge, so I understand that that's how it's meant to work. Okay, so what you have now is complete with Farcaster SDK, mini app, metadata. Okay, so if someone mentions our like domain or this, then, oh, cool. There's like a demo for it. If someone mentions it, then it will get, okay, cool. Wow, it even made a little thing that explains it. Okay, so one thing that I want to do before we deploy it is I want to make sure that this like LLMs, did we add the LLM/full.txt to your context from here? I just want to make sure it actually got this because this is a recommendation. I don't want to say it, but the extension sucks sometimes. It doesn't hide posts from accounts that have a lower score than the one I just set in the filters. Just saying, you did say it. You said I don't want to say it, but then you said it anyway. I appreciate that, but just pointing that part out. It should work that way. The only time that should show up if you're what he's talking about is in the X extension that we have right now. Whenever you're browsing, you can change the filters to only show people that have, you know, at least a certain score threshold, and then hide everyone else. If you're following them or if they show up in your feed, they will still show up. And that's to not confuse your feed. It's really difficult to parse like, oh, this person follows this person, so we shouldn't change their feed. So the only time you would notice that would be in the feed if you're having issues there. Okay, so LLMs is in the context. Okay, how are we integrating with ethos then? So I know that I didn't give it any context about ethos, so I just want to actually go back and give it the context here. And how can we pull a user's score using their Farcaster ID? So if I go down here and say get user score by user key, we can use this API endpoint to get a user score by Farcaster ID if it exists. So I linked it to that. I'm going to also take a screenshot of this just so it kind of understands what it should be getting like for your response and what we should be passing it. One of the confusing things about ethos is the like user key, the way that user key works. User key can be Farcaster ID if we just put Farcaster colon Farcaster user ID. I think this is right. See the second image. So what I'm trying to do is trying to help it know whenever you're looking at someone on Farcaster, how do you actually know what their credibility score is? If that's what it's trying to do, if that's what we try to set up, if that's what's recommending that we build, then we want to be able to actually go to the endpoint when you're browsing the user and say, here's what that person's score is. So what we'll do, again, I kind of jumped a couple steps. We have a score API on Ethos that allows us to get score by basically anything that someone has attested. If you go back and look at my account on Ethos, let's go here. You'll see that the thing that we added last week, which is now getting crammed up in this spot because we have so many things, is it actually links my Farcaster user ID here. So I have on chain, and you can actually view this if you go to all activity and click just social connections. You can see this is where I connected my Farcaster. This is my Farcaster account. I can actually go all the way in and view this attestation on chain because it happened on chain. My profile ID on Ethos is 8. I guess this is my FID probably on Farcaster, and here's all the like information about how we attested that. So when I'm browsing Farcaster now, if I see something from this account, it should be able to pull now from Ethos this Farcaster ID's Ethos credibility score. I want to test that out, so I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because I just want to see if it works, and I think I'll wait for here. Let's see if it continues writing this. I wanted to try this with. I'm going to just click this test it button. I wanted to try this with let's see, user key, I think is what it is. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong thing, didn't I? Score. Get score by user ID is not what I want. I want user key. So we're going to test this. It needs user key. Test it. See, it's already building the styles and everything. Expert, verified, trusted. It's making a bunch of assumptions about how it's going to work. Okay, so I think if I do, let's just try this. Like similar. Oh, it needs service in front of it. Yeah, that's right. So I think I can do like Farcaster here. And then I think if I go get my Farcaster ID, which is 11122, yeah, this one, then I should be able to test. Whoops, I should be able to test this. And I'm hoping that this works. Let's try it out. Yeah, okay, cool. So that was easy. So I'm basically hitting this API endpoint that allows me to say, okay, what is the score of just this person? In this case, yeah, FID is 1. So I'm going to copy this. I want to, okay, wait, the user key should be in this format. We can use that ID as a valid test case too, to make sure it's working. Okay, so what it should do now is, I think the thing that I forgot to include was the service part. So let's see if I got it right or not. Yeah, one of the things that's very cool about the developer docs that we have is just it's so easy to come in here and test this stuff. I don't know if anyone else has I'm trying to think of who on Ethos has attested Farcaster. I might be one of the few people that have done it. I have no way to actually sort. I guess probably Ben did it. If it loads, things have been slow. Okay, cool. So it is working. Okay, so Farcaster here is Ben. This is my co-founder. I can do, I want to, about, here you go, FID. Let us change this, and I'll just test it one more time to make sure that we can actually get it. Yep, and there's Ben's score, so 2041. That's basically the world's simplest API to only return something. But yeah, there's a bunch of things that we could do. If we built a Chrome extension, we could easily just put it here, just kind of like what we do on X. But I think if we just did something really simple and allowed people to click a button and get the score back, wow, it's doing some crazy stuff. Okay, cool, I got the score back. Normalized score. Okay, hold on. Let's yeah. We don't need to normalize the score. this is where it would be helpful to have some sort of equivalent LM file for Ethos. The scores are as follows. It's going to be annoying for me to type this out. Untrusted, 800 to 1199. Questionable, 1200 to 1599. Neutral, we'll just do the big ones to 1999. Reputable, 2000 to 2400, 2399. Exemplary, 1 and 2. And then 2400 to 2800. Revered, 1 and so yeah, the thing I saw that was doing, I mean, it even like made up its own names. It's like kind of hallucinating a little bit here. I mean, we could use these names in Ethos if we wanted to. Newcomer, trusted, revered. Yeah, like our test user is not this. I don't know what it's doing. But yeah, this is where like obviously having more context is helpful. Like I shouldn't have to write this out every single time. But yeah, there you go. That'll help a little bit. It would, yeah. It just makes me want to go spend time on making that equivalent for Ethos. It would be so easy to generate it with LLM too. Okay, so I feel good about that. I think our mini app is going to be like the world's simplest mini app, which is fine. I think it's a good starting point. Basically, you're looking at someone's profile. If they included it in their cast, you can click the button and it will return what their score is. Not great, but at least it's a proof of concept that kind of ties those two things together. And it could keep me under 45 minutes in terms of could we build our first mini app. Let's see. Oh, I got the colors right. Blue, green, purple, yellow. Not orange, but close. Oh, yeah, that's neutral. That's fine. Whatever. Fuck it. Let's try it. We'll do a live. Come on. We just need you to go a little bit faster. Let me see here. If we go back to if we got that in, we don't need this. If we go back to our, let's go to localhost. What was it running on? 8,000, 8001. Cool. So this is the mini app that it thinks that it's making. I guess it's hosting it locally, and then yeah, when you link to it on Farcaster, I guess we'll probably need to set up something like ngrok too. Let's just go back to what Linda said. Use Cursor or Cloud Code to build out the rest of the app. Use V0 to build out a front end. Yep. Set up a database. You don't need one. Deploy to Versal. Okay, so I guess we probably need to deploy to Dino deploy to actually make this testable, but we could probably test it with ngrok. So I might, in another window, set up ngrok. Yeah, let's just do, if you've never seen this before, I only learned this recently. You can create a new tab. You can have 2 tabs at once in Cursor. What the hell? We'll need to set up ngrok to make our app easy to access by Farcaster. I've not ngrok before. Can you please install and set it up for me? Okay, let me catch up a little bit on some of these questions. I have it set to 1200, but I always see Mario posts. Yeah, I mean, just mute him. If you don't want to see Mario posts, mute him. That's what I'd say. He doesn't show up in mine because I think I muted him. Yeah, if it's in your feed, we can't do anything about it. If we hid people from your feed and you were following them, it would be more confusing, unfortunately. What's your plan for Ethos optimization issue? It sometimes takes a long time to load. I think improving user experience should be a higher priority than Farcaster integration. Damn. You know, I'm not the dev, right? I'm just the guy that's vibe coding out here. The devs are working on performance stuff. It was harsh. Oh, you even admitted it. Oh, that might have sounded harsh. I've enjoyed the street. Just curious about the previous question. Yeah, like I'm not the person that I'm not the dev. I'm the CEO product guy that does fun stuff like screw around with Farcaster integration. The devs are actually working on performance stuff. You know, I think user experience is incredibly important. Fixing sluggishness is very important. I don't like it when our app reflects poorly and is not performant. It's not a fun experience for anyone. That is the reality of building and scaling fast. We have think we have 7 people on the team now. So we have a little bit larger of a team, but it's 4 or 5 devs. It's nothing crazy. We are prioritizing fixing that right now. We've had to face a lot of performance issues. It's just part of scaling a product. Is not as easy as you ever think it would be, especially when it's complicated. So yeah, I mean, this is not in lieu of fixing performance issues. There is someone that is probably listening to this call right now. There are multiple people that are probably listening to me talk right now that are working on fixing performance issues. So thanks for your patience. Yeah, I got cooked on that one. It took me aback. I'll be the first to admit it. I can take the heat, especially when it's like, well, we have an answer, okay? It's not me. I can't fix the performance issues. I can only vibecode. Okay, cool. So this seems to be more confident. I don't know. Okay, it's still. Oh, it needs my approval. Oh, it's gonna make me run something. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Type something in over here. Cool. Okay, I'll pull it back. Ngrok is installed. So it seems like it thinks it's working now. How can I test our own? How can I test this before connecting it to Farcaster? I just want to triple check that it works. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's totally acceptable. I expect to get grilled. Okay, just bring the heat. I'm here for it. Okay, so one of the things that I have not talked about is why the hell am I using ngrok? What is ngrok? Why is it even interesting? Ngrok is a way for me to make my computer public. It's a way for people to connect to my computer. And to be honest, like if I stream and show you my ngrok URL, you guys will be able to hit my computer. So I need to be thoughtful. Ngrok allows it so that instead of having to deploy my code like somewhere else, like in the cloud, well, I can't believe I just said that, in the cloud. What is this, 2015? Deploy code onto a serverless system. It allows me to test it better locally and make sure that it actually works in Farcaster. So I'll have to set up ngrok here, and I might have to take it off just so that you guys don't start spamming me or try to DDoS my personal computer. Yeah, let's just fucking run it. Fuck it. Let's see if ngrok will work, or do I need to log in? Yeah, it wants me to create an account on it. Okay. Oh, God. I'm going to quickly sign in over on another screen. Yeah, see, other people want Farcaster, okay? Zach Sands, I appreciate the commentary and I appreciate the candor. But other people also want Farcaster, man, okay? Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know what to expect with Farcaster yet, to be honest, other than trying to build something really simple. I am kind of bummed that it's going to take me a little bit longer than 45 minutes because that was my goal. Yeah, I just wanted to go here, open. Not in this one. We'll sign up here. Oh my gosh, actually, this is going to take me forever, isn't it? Okay, we'll come back to here. Let's see what it's saying. What am I getting here? It seems like it's working. Okay, let's see if we hit that test URL. Let's see what happens. Okay, so test that FID 1112413. Test. It's not doing anything. What the hell? Let's just check the console. Test. Okay, that doesn't actually do anything, which is kind of annoying. Let me just get my ngrok URL set up over here. Oh my God, ngrok is going to be such a pain. How would you describe yourself? I'm an architect of software. Thank you. Okay, let me add my off token. I'm going to take this off screen for half a second so that I can do this. Okay, I'm going to close that now. I will make a new one. Come back here. Where's my terminal? Damn it. Looks like a pleb now. You ever used VS Code before, dummy? What the hell? Why can't I create a new terminal? Oh, here we go. Ngrok. What does it want me to do? Ngrok HTTP 8000. All right, please don't spam me. I'll cry. Let's see. We just need now to get this loaded on Farcaster. Once you have Ngrok running, you get the public URL. The URL will be accessible. So then we just link the URL. Okay, hold on. Let me grab the public URL. Oh, it didn't work. Okay. Ngrok is definitely running correctly. That doesn't seem like the right URL actually for Ngrok. What is .ngr? Give me 1 second. Oh, it's it didn't give me the full URL. Okay. All right, I'm back. Now if we go to this, it should hit my local server. Cool. Visit site. Yeah, cool. Okay, so this is hosted somewhere now. Not really. It's just linking to my personal site, to my personal computer. I'm going to pull this back over here, and we are going to say, okay, we have it loaded. Okay, I have Ngrok working now. How do we test this on Farcaster? I think it's just going to be, we'll go into the ethos one. And I think if I cast and I just link this, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to, oh, there's something. So it has to do with, cool, the metadata. Oh, Lord. This is a test. Please don't copy it. Oh, / miniapp. It needs to include the miniapp. Okay. Let me just remove this and then repaste it. Let's try it. Okay, so why did it go? It's going to Dito dev. Okay, hold on. Why is it going to Dito? Oh, it's still doing something over here. Why is it trying to load ethos farcaster dino.dev? Have it running through Ngrok. Okay, stop. So it did something at least. Let's see. This is the link that it has. Oh, it has the right link. Oh, so it is trying to use hard-coded. Cool. I actually think it's going to work. The miniapp metadata is linking directly to Dino dev, even though, yeah. So the alternative, we could have hosted this on Dino and set all of that up, but I didn't feel like it's worth it yet. We're still early in development, and I just wanted to give it a try. It doesn't feel like it's worth trying. Okay, now create the missing image in the metadata. Someone's replying. Thank you, Raffaello12. Appreciate your support. Anything else that's bugging you guys? Or I'd be curious. I mean, I still have a bunch of ideas on things that we could continue to do for Farcaster, but anyone have any other ideas or things that they'd like to see in the mini app? I feel like this is not really that interesting. It's just a proof of concept. It's like the like table stakes, like just get something that potentially works together. I don't really think it's that interesting. I still think the most interesting thing would be like, click here to give me a review. You click the mini app, it gives you a screen that's like the review modal. It knows who you are, and it can authorize the review from on your behalf. Like that would be pretty cool. I feel like you wouldn't include this organically. I guess it could be cool because you could include like your profile. It's a better link for your profile than just linking your ethos profile. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it seems like it's fixed it. Okay, it uses dynamic. Okay, so we're gonna try it one more time. Hopefully I can just spam this shit and it's not gonna get mad. No, why is it still doing that? Do I need to reload in? So this didn't work. Let me delete the cast. It says the mini app should be there. Do I need to reload Ngrok or anything? Oh, here you go. Someone says enter Ngrok link in the developer tool to try it. Oh, there's a developer link. Oh my god. Fuck, I can't comment. I can't copy out of that. Farcaster.xyz/ is that a tilde? Developers.miniapps.preview. No, it didn't work. Or is it going to open this up? It's just the developer tool? Is there a mini app for that? Is that what this is? How do I open that link? I don't know why I can't. Is it a tilde? It looks like I mean, it's like in four font size. Caster.xyz/ tilde / developers / mini apps. Maybe there's a link here. Where is it? Oh, that's cool. Look, this says the docs are LLM friendly. Use Ask ChatGPT buttons available on each page to interact with the documentation. What? That's cool. I do think that like the world of developer relations is going to change drastically with people being able to do stuff like that. Yeah, they have the LLMs that text. That's cool. Okay, hold on. So Ngrok tunnel is active. So it should work, is what it's telling me, but I'm not positive. Another test, please. Oh, you have to enable developer mode in Farcaster. There's like a setting for that. Great. Just gonna dox all my shit. Where's developer mode in Farcaster? Or are you talking? I can't imagine you're talking about developer tools here. All right, did this one work? Reload page. No. Yeah, it keeps going to this. All right, well, I'm gonna ask it again. I still see this going to this page. A email page, but I'm not sure why. Okay, let's see what people say in the chat. You have to enable development. Yeah, I just don't know if you're talking about in Farcaster or not. I need a polymarket bet on whether this mini app will work. Yeah, that would be cool. That is one cool thing about the like time.fun would be interesting if you could have like in stream bets on stuff. It's really hard because you don't ever want to implicate the person that's streaming midstream. If it were more like sports, where like obviously the people that are playing the sports are not trying to impact the outcomes for making money. It's a lot more pure, but that would be kind of cool. There's a dedicated Tated test. Okay, I mean, I'm sure it's in the developer docs somewhere, right? Yeah, this kind of stuff is the bait of my existence. I'm like the last person that's like, I'm going to sit down and read all of these things. The LLM should be very good at reading all the stuff for me. Yeah, I don't see anything. Here you go. Loading your app when a user opens miniapp. Okay. React splash screen previewing your app. Oh, here we go. Here's the debug tool. Open the miniapp debug tool on desktop. Enter your app URL. Hit preview. We figured it out. We got it. Okay, so now I should be able to give it my ngrok URL, which I have here. Open URLs miniapp. Oh, there we go. Amazing. Look, we got it. It worked. Okay. So we're at 53 minutes or 50. I think I started at five minutes late. So we got it. It took a little bit longer than I wanted to. It is 100% hallucinating stuff. Trustworthiness, expertise, reliability, engagement. That is not a thing at all. These are completely made up scores outside of this one. So that is hilarious that it's doing that. But what's funny is this just like, how does it know which Farcaster ID to use? Okay, so if I open this one, it's just showing me credibility profile of a specific user. How can we get it to contextually load the user who shared the mini app? I.e., if I share the link to the mini app, I guess yeah, you could. Let's just see if it knows how to do it. I don't know if it's doing this for everyone. I wonder why it must have, Farcaster must have this cached or something. Thanks, Bitforce Ghost. You're on stream. Jeez, you're on stream. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's still loading that, even though it's clearly not pointing that anymore. So it kind of confusing. I don't know if there's a way to reset that. I mean, I clicked reload page. It just still thinks that it's going back to that post. So, I mean, I wish I had a better place to test without it being in public. That's okay too. I'm sure there's if I just spent a little bit of time reading the docs, it would be painfully obvious. If I go to that URL here, yeah, so it's dependent on connecting to Farcaster. I wonder if this is specific to. I mean, you guys can go try it if you want. It's crazy hard to type it, but if you want to go try it out, you could go see if it works for you. It is on the Ethos. It's here. So if you just copy this from the Ethos Network cast channel, what is it called? I think it's channel. Okay, so it is testing with that Farcaster ID. The Farcaster SDK does not work. It's not running with a client. Huh, interesting. See the issue. Looking at logs, apps fetching, the client-side code should be getting the authenticated user. I don't think that was what I meant. But I don't know if I'm asking a stupid question here, actually. I don't know if it can contextually know. We could just change it to be get your ethos score. And then that way we say, show me my ethos profile. It's just not as interesting. Seeing your own credibility score is not as interesting to me as the person who posted it score. Okay, so let's try it again. Where was that? Shit. Where was the? Oh, here you go. Okay, so this seems to be showing me, but I don't have another way to test it. I mean, yeah, it's just showing a bunch of hallucinated info too. What are these actions? Nothing. It made so many random things. Okay, so I really want it to. I don't have a good way of testing this now. If anyone else wants to go give it a try, please feel free to. I don't think I can like. Can I send? I can't send messages back here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Twitter thing. I don't really know how to test this, to be honest. It's just kind of annoying. Let me just try it one more time. I feel like it's cached, and that's concerning to me. Yeah, it keeps opening this Dino dev one. So I wonder if it has to do with like this specific. All right, I'm just gonna delete this and start over. You guys are gonna have to bear with me on Farcaster. Let's try it one more time. Will it work this time? Oh, look, you can see it's still loading Dino Dev back there. All right, well, that sucks. I'm not sure how to fix that, but let me like see if this does. Every time I share it, I'm still seeing ethosfarcaster.dino.dev. However, when I use the Farcaster tool, what was the tool thing? Mini apps preview. It looks like it's working correctly. Let's see what it says. No more questions or comments. People are like, all right, cool. He got one thing working. I'm going to move on. That wasn't that interesting. I mean, yeah, it's interesting because really the only integration point right here is taking context from Farcaster and handing it over to Ethos. And like, we could do that just with URL parameters. Like you could just like this, or I guess it's just adding metadata to Ethos. Like, oh, that's something reloaded. So it's not really that deep of an integration yet. Again, I need to look at some of the things like how do you connect a wallet and how could, if you had your wallet from Ethos, like I guess like delegating your Farcaster wallet back to Ethos would probably be something smart to do. It just doesn't, that's kind of getting back into the core of Ethos, which is what I was trying to avoid. I really wanted to build something that was like very extensible, not part of Ethos, just pull Ethos data into Farcaster. Man, it's fixing all kinds of stuff. So we'll see what happens here. I'm curious. I did want to go play around with some of the other apps real quick and just see if I got another better idea of stuff. Like if we pull up, please can be canceled for clicking something stupid. See, so they ask you what wallet you want to connect for transacting in the mini app. Okay, cool. I can really loud. Frame. I don't really know what to do here, to be honest. Oh, I just clicked on something. Okay, well, I feel like I heard people talking about the Noise app. Let's see what happens if I click here. Okay, so it has context of who I am, which is great. Nice is where your Farcaster activity becomes programmable. Before you get started, you'll need to do a few things. But tipping people on stuff. Okay. So really like wallet interactions, it pulls up the context in the back and yeah, I kind of see that. Okay, so it shows how many people tipped what. 4-cent tip. Yeah, break the bank. Let's see if that's working now. So it seems to think that it fixed it. Oh, go to the mini app thing first to see if it's working. Cool. I like that. I like that it has the context of testing it. Oh, I understood it. What? Yeah, here you go. Okay, looks right. That's the right ethos score. Cool. So then, okay, I just want to change a couple of things. Okay, let's change a couple of things and make this get my ethos score. so that it's explicitly set up to let people see their own ethos scores. I still don't think that's very functional, but it's something. So when they share this link, yeah, I think that all that needs to change is like the text on it. So I'm just going to have it do that task while I work on it in the background. Let's see. I'll just try to share it one more time. Yeah, man, it's still doing it. What the hell? I think it's cached this. Hmm. Yeah, it's not reloading. It's not forcing the like reload of this, and so I've got myself into kind of a shitty situation. All right, well, I guess we'll just have to continue playing around with it here and hope that it's showing other people's. Could anyone in the chat please go try this out and see if you, let me see if I can put it on Twitter, put it as a reply to my, there you go, I'll put it as a reply. Can you help me test this, please? Loaded it here. Yeah, see if it works. Can you load this and let me know if this works or not? I.e., does it show your actual score? Okay, I put it as a comment on the tweet. Should have put on Farcaster, obviously. Okay, so it does seem to be updating it correctly. I wish I knew how to, like, this is one place where I'm getting kind of stuck. And I honestly am starting to feel like, you know, as a vibe coder, it is a little bit harder to use Farcaster just because there's a few more moving pieces with the way the iframes work. I was trying to go to the Farcaster developer docs. Pretty sure you won't be able to post the app until you do an actual deployment. I don't think a mini app will post if it's deployed on ngrok. Oh, interesting. I guess it just makes it kind of hard to test. It reminds me of Slack. I remember using like 2016, 2017 using ngrok to like get Slack to work with. They had like real-time web messaging. You had to like open a WebSocket with Slack, and it was just like super painful to get started. It's just like the developer experience of getting going, it just takes a little bit longer. Okay, so we can do /credibility now. Let's see if the /credibility one works. That did not seem to open the mini app. Let's try it though. No, it didn't work. Okay, so I think we're close though. This did not seem to. Oh, wait. Is it telling me to do something stupid? Someone shares the mini app URL and a cast button appears get my score. Okay, so if I do cast test. What? Man, people are going to be really disappointed seeing all my. Yeah, see, that didn't work either. Okay, what happens if I load this? Yeah, okay, so it has the right URL. Oh, here we go. Let's just try. It gave me a sample. It's smart enough to give me a sample. What's my ethos credibility score? It opened it in a new URL. Okay, wait. Delete this. I'm sorry if anyone subscribed to my cast on Farcaster. I don't know if you could do that or not. Okay, so I tried to paste this, but instead of opening it in the mini app, it just opened it in a new URL. Okay, we're gonna get there. This is the only one I want to get to work. If we could just get this to work, it'll be. I feel like it'll be good, like intro to Farcaster mini apps. I still need to think about just like what else is beneficial. Like, what's this one? This. Yep, it explains how the mini app works. Okay. Try the mini app. So that worked. Okay, use this URL to verify that it's working. Yeah, once it became aware of the preview tool, that preview tool is super helpful. I'm sure it was in the LLMs, but it's it's still hallucinating like crazy. 200, what is this? Okay, so that seems to be working. Oh, you can clear the cache. Sick. How does it do that? Who's going to slash him for posting AI slap on Farcaster? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so if I... Okay, I don't want to test it anymore. I just want to actually try this. So if I do... Oh, yeah, wait. Oh, this is slash credibility now. Okay. Okay, what are we showing if a user has not connected Farcaster? We want to... this would return via the Ethos API that the user does not have any score, or it has a neutral score, 1200, I think. Can you try? Yeah, what would happen if we like? Yeah, okay, well, yeah. If they don't have an account, we should give them two options. One, we should give them an option. An option to attest Farcaster with a button that links out to app.ethos.network/profile/settings. And that should get them to a point where they can actually attest Farcaster and then see that. Let's just check how that works. So I want to see, let's see now if that like tweet thing that I had, tweet cast thing, this should work now, hopefully. Famous last words. Cast. Why? It's not a mini. It's not loading it as a mini app. Is it a caching thing again? V equals 1. Yeah, like if I get rid of this, will it load it? Yeah, come on. Yeah, I don't, this isn't gonna work. Wait, it did work in the background. It opened it in a new tab. Come on, man. Why? Why is it doing that? I don't understand. Ugh. Okay. Open a new chat. It will work better. What do you mean? I don't know how to open it. I don't know what to open in a new chat. I wonder. Let's just see what it's doing. Okay, help encouraging user if it's 1200. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, it returns 0. The API returns 0 if it doesn't know there's Farcaster ID. It's so funny that it has completely hallucinated some of this stuff. I still, okay. Let's try it again. When posting this, it's still not. When I click the app, it's actually posting it, opening it in a new window. yeah, it makes it hard to test. Like it's actually working. Damn it. What happened to my tester thing? The problem is the metadata is using HTTP instead of HTTPS. Well, ngrok isn't going to work with that, so that probably would explain it. All right, at least I'm pretty sure ngrok will struggle with that a little bit. But what I mean, it's working here. So I still think that there's something weird about how I don't know for sure. I feel like it has something to do with Farcaster caching the result of that URL, and then it's not knowing that it needs to open it as a new. It's not knowing that it needs to open it as a new URL. Um, Okay, well, let's see what it. Yeah, see, it's trying to get me to pass new things into it. You should now see. Okay, so let's try it one more time. Can we do it? Discard. Oh, it works now. This is the miniapp thing. I feel like it needs a picture. Can we build a better? The open graph or the tag for this is missing an image. Can we load anything in there? Like, I don't have an image to do, but let's try it out. Okay, hold on. I think it's gonna work. I don't know why there's suddenly 300 more people in the chat. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, you guys go try it out and see if it works. I think it might. I think it might. It should tell you if you haven't tested Farcaster. Okay, hold on. You're making it an ethos checker in frame format. I don't know, man. I'm just trying shit out. Sorry. Okay, yeah, it's working for people. Even 3 minutes ago. Sick. Okay. It's giving you it's giving people the ngrok like warning. Like you're about to visit ngrok. Okay, fine. I will make. Let me deploy it real quick so that it's not so silly and feels dumb. Okay, we want to deploy this to Dino deploy. I've got to set up a couple of things in Git so that we can get our ducks in a row on the repository. So I'm just going to go make a new repository over on the side here. It's going to be called Ethos Farcaster, Farcaster demo for Ethos. I'm going to make it private for right now. I'll make it public. I'll make it private for right now. You can't see this because I'm just trying to like be somewhat conscious about the fact that it's our company GitHub. Okay, Dino deploy, here is the GitHub. We need to initialize GitHub. Init git. So it knows to go publish that. I'm going to go open Dino deploy too, so that you guys can stop. I just wanted to get the thing like, to close to the point where it made sense and worked correctly. Now we can go deploy it, and then we can stop depending on ngrok because it's really annoying to have to depend on ngrok. I'm going to set up a new repository on Dino. I'll show you guys in a second what this actually looks like. So yeah, I have like this, we have the repo here now, which is empty. It's called Ethos Farcaster. It's going to set up the GitHub over here to start committing all the code. And then here, I'm going to start setting up our Farcaster to Dino deploy. So Dino deploy is what I use in place of Vercel or Versal or whatever you want to call it. I will... Once it actually pushes this, then we can get it live, and then we can stop depending on ngrok, which is great. I have no idea why there's so many people in here now, but welcome. I hope you're not too bored. I got to keep things up and happening and interesting. It doesn't need to deploy it via CLI. Yeah, I want to do Dino deploy. It's trying to do a bunch of shit that I don't really want it to do. Oh yeah, yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. You got it right. So if I refresh here now, all I did was ask it to set up Git. I set up a repository, told where the repository is. Obviously LLMs are great, so it already like wrote all this stuff out. Like, here's how the project works and all the things. I mean, like, again, it's lying about some of these things, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. Now I just want to deploy it. So if I'm going to pull this back for just a second and refresh this because I don't think it loaded the recent one in. We are going to load in Ethos Farcaster. Yep, it shows that it's a fresh account. I actually don't have to change any of these things. I will call this, though, Ethos Farcaster like this, and we'll deploy the project. So now when I go to share the link, I won't have to use ngrok, and it'll actually like literally work correctly. And people won't get mad at me for sharing ngrok URLs. Sorry about that. It's my own fault. If this isn't loading what you expect, it's probably because the free ngrok tiers to click through an interstitial. Yeah, that makes sense to me. If some people are getting through, it looks like. It's fine. I don't know if you guys are watching the stream or not while you're reading these things, because you're probably missing a little bit of context. Context, I am testing this. We will get off ngrok in just a few minutes. Looks like Dino has set up correctly. So now we have our, there you go, boom. So now I should be able to share /credibility. I can do the exact same thing that we were doing. I'm going to delete the cast. I forgot what I forgot what it was. I forgot what the text was. It had good text in there. You want to see what your ethos score is? Go here. Here you go. Yeah, this one. But instead of that link, I'm going to include this new link that we have, which is a reliable link. It works. Let's go. Okay. Boom. Okay, so now it should work. This is the non-ngrok one. Should be more reliable. Okay, I want to ship a few updates to this because otherwise it's going to drive me insane if it doesn't work correctly. It is ridiculous that it's hallucinating about all of these scores. Yeah, like none of this shit is even close to being accurate. Okay, so I want to hydrate or add more information about the particular user, and I don't want it to make stuff up. So what I'm going to let it know is like, hey, you are currently, I could be argumentative. You are hallucinating about some of the data here, including the score breakdown, rank, attestations, etc. The only thing we get from Ethos's score API is the score itself. However, I do want to fill out more information about a user. Can we please use the users API to get this information and further fill this credibility profile page out? And so what we can do is we'll go into users and we're going to do the same thing where we get users by, oh no, we don't have one for Farcaster, which makes sense. Uh-oh. When I do score, I only get back their, I'm pretty sure I only get back their like really simple stuff like what their score is. That could be a problem, actually. We might have to add that endpoint, which it might work, but I would be surprised. I don't know if any of the devs are listening. Is there one for, let's try this. Is there one for Farcaster? So if I do, I think there's an API for Farcaster. If there's not, I'm done, finished. If we do Farcaster, I don't know if this is, yeah, I need to post that. Which is a post request and includes account IDs as a string. Can we try that? I know I can do it by X count. The problem is on Farcaster, I only have your oh wait, we might be able to look up attestations. It's kind of nasty to do that though. Okay, yeah, I have an idea. Let's do the reliable way. I wouldn't recommend this because this is like a deprecated part of the API that we're gonna do, but we can pull in a user's profile ID from their Farcaster ID by looking up their attestations. So attestation is just saying, hey, this user account is this profile ID. So we can say like, if I get an attestation, I hope I'm not going down the wrong path. By looking up their attestations, I feel like I might be going the wrong path, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see if we can get their profile ID by passing by their, oh no, wait. Yeah, I don't think we can do this either. Need an attestation hash. Interesting. Okay, shit. I don't know. Yeah, I think we might have to go back to Farcaster. I might be pushing the buttons on terms of our API really in wide reform right now. If I go to users, I want to be able to get users by Farcaster ID, but I don't think that we've created that endpoint. I'm not sure, basically. And I don't see any of the devs in the chat that can help me like acknowledge that. If I do, we can use it. Okay. We should be able to get more info about the user using the user's API. Here is an example of the user's API, but for X. We should be able to change X out to Farcaster and get the same info back. I hope this works. Not that picture. Not that picture. Can we test this to get the profile? Oh yeah, the user information from that endpoint. It might not exist. So I'm not totally confident. Let's see how it's working here. If it's alive. Is it working? I saw my score, they say. Yeah, it looks like it's working. It's lying still. It's hallucinating, but it works. Yeah, I'd like to see what some of like the best practices are. Like, I don't know what the yeah, I'm curious like what the best practices are for the image you should use. It looks like most people have created some sort of image like this. I still don't love that it's like the user that is logged in, but it works for a demo and a prototype. Let's just see if it can figure out how to hit the API to tag the devs. Where is Ben? He's sleeping. Oh well. No, it's not a Farcaster endpoint. Oh, I see. It's trying to hit. Yeah. Okay, so I might not be able to make it better. Let's just remove some of the additional information that's not true about the user. Really, the only content we have available to us is the score of the user. Anything else I see on this is a hallucination. So that's kind of anticlimactic. We might have to come back to it, but at least you can get the score of the user. I might play around with it more and see what else we can get. Yeah, I don't like the hallucination. Let's also see, yeah, one other thing that I could show is brand.ethos.network. I wanted to use some sort of like actual ethos image. We do have a brand site. If you're interested, you can always jump in to the brand site if you need any of the assets that we have. I usually like to see. I'll probably grab like this one to use. Oh no, it won't let me download it. Just take a screenshot or something. I'll probably use this as like the sharing image. I just need to figure out where to put it. Save the image. Brand.ethos.network, though, if you need any of this stuff. I want to save it to my desktop. Sure. Okay, cool. Let me do this again. I noticed that when we share the link to Ethos on, I noticed that the mini app does not have any type of image associated with it, which doesn't make it look very clickable. Can we please upload an image? You just tell me where to put it, and that way it will look a bit nicer. So yeah, I'm using multiple tabs here, which is pretty nice whenever they are two totally different things. Like you don't ever want them to conflict with each other, but if you have like two totally different things, it works pretty well. Cool. Why do I have 60 notifications? I like that it's helping me with like detailed events coming soon. We don't have that in our API yet. Yeah, I think this should be very easy for us to add. I just don't think that we had thought about getting by Farcaster ID. And since I just don't have, like, we can get score by Farcaster ID because it uses user key, but I don't have any other way to get, I don't think you can use user key in, yeah. Oh, we can. We could search the user. Ooh, that's kind of nasty though. I want to search them. You might have to come back to that one. Refresh details. User key, user key. Yeah. Oh, we can though. We might be able to search for the user and just limit one. Okay, well, okay. We might try to do that after I fix this one thing, because I would like it to look a little bit nicer. This is not how I would recommend doing it either. But if we can search by Farcaster ID, which we can because it uses user key, then we should be able to get that information that we want. It's just reloading. I've got the image now. Did it tell me where to put the image? It says ogimage.png. And okay, so let me go to my desktop, rename image, convert it to a PNG real quick. I know you guys can't see this. Sure, actual size. Okay. Move to trash. OG image. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over here now. Cool. Bye. Wait, why are there two? Why is it a TSX? Okay. Oh, okay, I just needed the extra one. Wait, but it's putting in the wrong spot. Hold on. Place your images in the static folder. There you go. Move. I'm just literally going to copy it and paste it again. We'll rename this one. I don't know that it matters what the names are. What did it say the other one was? Splash? It's going to be the wrong size, but whatever. It's better than nothing. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so the other thing we got stuck at. What is it getting stuck at here? It's testing stuff. We're hallucinating. I was hallucinating all the additional data. Let me clean it up. Okay, good. Smart. Yeah, I guess we should probably return profile ID in this score API. I feel like it would make it a little easier. I just don't know what it's hallucinating about now. Now though, oh yeah, we haven't committed this code, but I don't want to because it's still in the middle of editing this. This is probably one of the more frustrating parts of vibe coding is when you feel like you're just getting stuck in a loop and you can't do anything. Just like sitting here watching it, you're like, is this gonna resolve? Is this gonna fix itself? It's thinking and it's spending my money right now, technically. So never too fun to just watch it waste money. Although it's not too much money, it's like cents at a time. It's still kind of frustrating. Let me see if anyone else is talking about it. No score yet. Need to join Ethos. Yeah, I mean, this will end up being a pretty good way to get people interested in joining Ethos too. Like, it would be cool if it. What would be really cool is if I made a full flow of like, click the button, get an Ethos invite if you're an OG, and you put in a like you get you the or if you're like a what is it called? The like pro paying people of Farcaster. If we check if you're pro, we allow you to put in a wallet address, and then I send you an invite. That'd be cool. We could do that. Wouldn't be too hard. Maybe not today, but man, what is it doing? What are you doing, man? The chat has died, even though it says there's 1,483 views on this stream. So if anyone has anything that they want to bring up or ask me questions just about Ethos in general, as we try to iron the last piece out here, like cursor is holding me back right now, and it's kind of annoying. But feel free to open a chat. Again, we've got all of these awesome components if you ever need them. I think someone was asking for an invite on the comment in the brand kit, which is funny. Okay, so I cleaned up a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's can we commit and push this code because I want it to go live. Although I guess I could test it now. I do think to answer the original question, though, we could vibe code a mini app in 45 minutes. We got it, it's like 52 minutes or something, I think. I do find that, like, I found that it's been a little bit harder because we're kind of integrating two products versus if usually when we vibe code stuff, we're kind of like we control one side of it. And so we can do basically anything that we want. The other side of it has become a little bit harder when if you have to have two sides that you don't control. So one is Ethos and one is Farcaster. I don't know a lot about Farcasters and how to implement things yet. So I hadn't really thought too much getting into it, what to do. So that was part of the hard part. I feel like the frames thing wasn't the easiest thing, but it's kind of just, that's what to expect when you're building something that uses the iframe style. It's not easy. You have to use ngrok and you got to jump through a couple hoops. But the actual connection of like Farcaster to Ethos was pretty trivial. I didn't really even have to do anything there, which is cool. Okay, there we go. Let's see if it should be pushing it to the main site. Taking way longer than it should. Okay, here we go. Onboarding pro users from Farcaster would be cool, like allowing them to join without an invite. Yeah, the way that invitations on Ethos are still on chain, and so someone still has to invite you. There's not really any way around that for us. Like, it's just what it is. You got to get invited to get on Ethos. There are ways, though, that we could automatically send an invite to whatever address a pro user wants to get it sent to. That kind of opens the door for like civil attacks and stuff like that. So I don't love it, but we could figure something out probably. Okay, so if I were to go try this just one more time, would at least, oh no. Where's my miniapp link? Damn it. I need to, it spent too much time hallucinating. Let's see if it loads correctly. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's right now. Okay. So this is much better. Oh, one thing that we could do that's really easy though, that would be simple is like, let's add a button. Oh, I don't know if we can though. I don't know if we can link to it. Yeah, we don't have enough info about these. Okay, I'm going to try one last thing. We've been on this for an hour and a half. I usually go for a couple hours, so I think we might be able to squeeze it in here. I want to see if we can get more info about the particular user that we are clicking into. I think we can use the search API to do this. Sorry, let me get rid of the comment. What a noob. I think we use the search API to do this. If we hit this URL and include a post request with user keys, with the Farcaster user key, we should be able to get back the original user. Oops. That's being displayed. If we can, then we can load way more context in. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm trying to take screenshots and I switched it up from my usual, going to clipboard to now it's going to my stupid prompt about the user and display that in our UI. Can you see if we can use this API to get more info about the user? Let's try it. I could also, what does this say? I could also be a good promotion for Farcast to become pro good on Ethos. Yeah, I've thought about that. Again, it's kind of tough. You're like, the point of invite on Ethos is to be Sybil resistant, and I don't know enough about Farcaster Pro. I'm assuming, obviously there's some economic security because you have to spend money on Farcaster Pro, but it doesn't mean that, it does make it very difficult to invite 1,000 of yourself, which is really the goal of the invitation system, or something like that. I don't know, just an idea. That, yeah, thanks for the idea. I agree. I want to get more Farcaster people on it. I've been trying to find ways to invite people more easily, and to be honest, it's been pretty difficult just because the way that it's not been difficult. It's just I thought that info would be a little easier to grab, but then I realized it's a little bit more complicated because you basically have this combination of Farcaster wallet, which isn't something that people really export, and the need to invite a specific wallet on Ethos. And that just makes it a little complicated, I guess, to kind of pull those things together. Oh yeah, look, it did. It pulled in all the information. So we can actually pull in a bunch of info about the user. Well, it looks like it did. Oh, no, it's nothing. Wait. Why does it say user ID key type? I don't think it needs to be type. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I want to get more pro users. It was harder than I wanted it to be to get wallets to invite, but we'll keep experimenting and figure something out. I think we'll find something. I mean, most people have .eth in their name, so that makes it super easy to go find those people and invite them. I will keep working on it. We want to get people activated from Farcaster for an Ethos, and I wanted to kind of continue to integrate these more deeply. Okay. The Ethos Search API doesn't currently have many users with Farcaster user keys. That makes sense. We just want to try with the one that we have. Can we try hitting the API with the user key that we do have? I'm just going to interrupt it here. Let's see. Did it let me interrupt it? No. Where's my message go? Oh, here you go. Why is it? It's definitely hallucinating now. It's gone off the deep end again. I should be able to hit it just like we were earlier with the like. Let's try it over here. User key type Farcaster. Let's just see what happens if I paste this. Huh. Nothing. Interesting. What happens if I type in SerpentXBT? I mean, it gave me this here, but I need to get it from this direction, basically. What if I take this off and I just do this? I made it fail. Okay, yeah, it's starting to hallucinate now. Okay, I'm not gonna go down this route. This is a good follow-up. I will go figure out. We just need to enable the like extension. I will show you the last thing that I'll show you is just how to go back. Basically, what happened is I thought that we could pull a user based on Farcaster ID into Ethos into the Farcaster mini app from Ethos, but Ethos doesn't have an API yet for it. So we'll go work on that. Maybe on Wednesday, we'll wrap this up and get a little bit cleaner. This is a good, like, oh, now I know that we need to go fix those things back on Ethos. We need to go add Farcaster integration more deeply on the API side. And then whenever we load someone's score, we can show a little bit more information. Oh, I know the one thing that I was going to do, though. We can oh wait, we can't do it yet. I keep getting caught up because we can't do that. Okay, we're blocked basically. So we're blocked a little bit on this, but we'll go spend a little bit more time on it. I'm gonna go brainstorm a little bit to other things that we could do. This was really just meant to be like the simplest proof of concept ever. I am going to return back to a previous state. We went down this route. I'm going to scroll up and say like, hey, let's just forget to do all of that. So it committed a bunch of code. Okay. Thanks. I am only sending this message to revert. I don't know why, but I feel like they got rid of the message that allowed you to revert things. So it's going to revert all the changes that we went down that path. I will work on, I don't know if, we'll take a look at if the image works separately too. We'll work on making the API a little bit easier to work with. That's the whole point. Again, this kind of worked out well as like a, we ran into the immediate problem that we need to go solve on the Ethos API side. But hopefully this was helpful to you from a vibe coding perspective or a like intro to Farcaster mini apps perspective. Yeah, again, I'm not the expert, so I couldn't walk you through it super fast. I hopefully gave you a little bit of confidence that like even, in our first prompt, we didn't even really define what to do or how to do it, which is pretty incredible. So yeah, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. We're at, it only took us 53 minutes to actually get there. You're feeling pretty good about this, but give me your feedback and we'll go get this thing. We'll go get the API built out a little bit more so that we can finish this thing. Maybe we'll do it on Wednesday. But yeah, anyways, thanks guys. We'll see you guys around.